Hey everybody, welcome to the video on dotted quarter notes. This is Mr. Songer with you, and we are going to start out by talking about the concept of a dotted quarter note and first of all, how we get to that point of how its value is measured, and then the biggest step is how it sounds and making sure we play that rhythm correctly. And then we'll actually play a couple songs with that dotted quarter note rhythm. So first of all, the concept of a dotted quarter note is basically when you put a dot after a note, it's going to add value to that note. Now don't confuse that with a dot above the note or below the note. That's called a staccato, and that makes the note shorter. We're talking about a note or a dot that comes after the note. So basically this is how it works. If you have a half note, which is something you're all familiar with, half note gets 2 beats. If we put a dot after the half note, what that dot does is it adds half of that original value. So a half note is 2, and we're going to add half of 2. What's half of 2? Well, that's 1. And we're going to add that to 2. 2 plus 1, we got 3. So a dotted half note gets 3 beats. Okay? We're going to apply that same concept to a quarter note now. Now, I think all of you are aware that a quarter note gets 1 beat. Now, if we have a dotted quarter note, we are going to add half the original value to that note. So half of 1 is a half. 1 plus a half is 1.5. So a dotted quarter note gets 1.5 counts. All right, so many of you probably understand that concept, that math behind it, and you're like, great, how does a note get 1.5 counts? What does that sound like? Well, let's pretend like our dotted quarter note happens on the first beat of the measure, all right? And it's going to get 1.5 beats. So that note is going to be played on beat 1. The next note, whatever it happens to be after that dotted quarter note, is going to then happen between beats 2 and 3. Because keep in mind, that dotted quarter note is on beat 1 and it gets 1.5 beats. So the next note isn't going to be on beat 2 because that dotted quarter note is still happening, but it's going to happen on what we call the and of 2, or between beats 2 and 3. To give you an example, everybody tap your foot at this speed. Boom, 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 boom. And now I'm going to count the beats of the measure. We'll pretend we're in 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to clap a dotted quarter note on beat 1. And then the next note is going to happen between beats 2 and 3. So it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You feel how that clap is between beats 2 and 3. That's where the next note is going to be, between beats 2 and 3, because it's 1.5 counts. All right? Let's put this into to motion here using your accent on achievement book. If you guys could all open up to page 25. And if you're a percussionist, why don't you play the bell kit for right now? So you're playing the same melody that I'm going to play. I'm going to play this on the flute, but this will apply to everybody. We're going to turn to page 25 and look at number 92. Number 92, which is called dotted quarters. And you'll see on number 92, right away, in the blue shaded box, you have a dotted quarter note, and then that next note is an eighth note. That's very common, actually, for the next note to be a single eighth note. So the dotted quarter note's on beat 1 like we just practiced, and then that next note, the eighth note, is on the and of 2, between beats 2 and 3. So that rhythm, again, is going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay? If I do that whole measure, notice the rest of the measure has 2 more quarter notes, which occur on beats 3 and 4. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll clap that again without counting and tapping my foot. And then I'm going to play it on the flute. This will be the same melody for every instrument. I'm just playing it on the flute here today. Make sure I have the right book so I play the right notes for you. Okay, I'll do that again. Now I want all of you to join me on just that first measure of number 92. Ready? Go. Now look at the rest of number 92. Second measure is 2 half notes, piece of cake. Third measure, same rhythm. Different fingerings, same rhythm. Fourth measure, dotted quarter note, eighth note, and then a half note. So measure 4 is going to go. Then the next measure, the second to last measure, is probably the trickiest one. Dotted quarter note, eighth note, and then another dotted quarter note, eighth note. So that's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I play that for you. Okay, play that with me. This is the second to last measure of 92. Ready? Go. All right. Let's try the whole song now. This is number 92. 1, 2, ready, go. So there you go. That's the concept of a dotted quarter note. Hopefully you'll be able to figure that out. There's some other songs on page 25 that are very helpful and beyond. And you'll be playing rhythms like this in band throughout the rest of the year. So thank you very much for watching this outstanding video.